Whisk together our cornstarch, our sugar, our cocoa powder, and our salt. Okay, great. Hi, I'm David, a young 20-something living in New York City, looking to teach myself to cook better food. So, I'm taking New York Times best-selling cookbook, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, Mastering the Elements of Good Cooking, written by Samin Nosrat, and I'm attempting to make 200 recipes in 6 months. So, let's get cooking. All right. Yay. Great. Yay. Great. So here we are. We are ready. We have everything ready to make our chocolate pudding. This is supposed to be a bittersweet chocolate pudding. I could not find bittersweet chocolate at the store. I tried 2 of them, and they just, I guess, didn't sell bittersweet chocolate. So I made do with what I had, and I just got a semi-sweet chocolate. And then I'm mixing that up with a little bit of some dark chocolate that I already had on hand. So it's a kind of mix-match bittersweet chocolate pudding. That's what we're going with. Great, so we already have all of our ingredients here laid out for us. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting ready to make that chocolate pudding. First things first is that it says that we need to crack our eggs, our 3 eggs, into a bowl and whisk those around. 1 egg. Why do I always do this? I never have anywhere to put the eggs. I don't think I had as much as I think I do. Still looking for something. More Chipotle napkins. Great. All right, so continue cracking our eggs. And 3. If you hear anything in the background, it might be the dishwasher that's running right now. It's making a lot of noise. I could shut it off, but then I wouldn't have clean dishes. So whisk them a little bit lightly, so we don't need to go crazy with whisking these, just making sure that they're whisked enough. Great, that seems good. Light to me. I don't know. We're just gonna set these aside. The next thing that we're gonna be doing is we are going to be taking our, gosh, I'm so nervous it's gonna fall. We're gonna take our half and half, we're gonna heat this up a bit, and then we're gonna mix it with more of our ingredients. So let's go to the stove. So all we're gonna be doing is right now literally just taking all that half and half that I had from earlier, the half and half. We're gonna pour that in here, and then we're just gonna bring this up to a very, very low heat, just enough to when it starts to steam a little bit, then we take it off. We don't want this to boil. If it boils, apparently that means that it's going to start, the dairy in it kind of breaks apart. It's gonna get a little bit more clunky and not the custard pudding texture that we want. So we want it just heated up slightly so that it's hot, but not boiling. So that's the trick. I just have to watch. We're just gonna remove it from there now. We're gonna need this in just a moment. We're gonna mix some dry ingredients, and then we're gonna add this to that, and then bring it all back, do the same sort of deal again. Now we're back over here, and we're getting ready to mix our dry ingredients. So we only have 4 of those, and I'm just gonna dump those into a little bowl here, and we're gonna whisk those together, and then we're going to add our warm half and half that's over here. So sugar, dump it in, cocoa powder, cornstarch. All right, I see what's going on here. I need a bigger bowl. Definitely need a bigger bowl. We now have a bigger bowl. I don't know why I didn't originally just put the eggs in the small bowl and then, anyway, whatever, it's fine. Salt going into the bowl here. And that's all of our dry ingredients, so we're gonna just mix those around. Now this looks exactly like the chocolate pudding mix like that you get from the store. I guess that's honestly just what it is. I never knew until now. Okay, I spilled some mixture here, so just make sure we get it all. So I have whisked those together. So now I'm gonna add that warm, hot half and half, and then we're gonna just immediately start whisking all this together, and then we're gonna put it back into this pot. And now we're just gonna immediately whisk. This whisk was like a great investment. Oh, let's check it again. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm just gonna pour this back into our pot, and then we're gonna return that to the stove, and then heat it up some more. All right, so here we are back at the stove area. I'm gonna now turn that on to like a medium low-ish heat. And what we're gonna do with this is, it's kind of boring, I guess. But we literally just heat that up, and the entire time I'm just gonna be stirring it constantly for about 6 minutes or so, or until it thickens to that kind of like custardy pudding consistency that we all know and love. Gross. Let's try. Cool. So I'm gonna just start stirring, and that's what we'll do for 6 minutes. I'll be here. Alrighty, so I think that we are just about good. I already took it off of the heat because I was stirring constantly, it was too much. But it's now thickened. It's crazy. It's like pudding consistency. This is so cool. Like if you look at it, it's like that little like, it was very liquidy before. And so I think the test is that if you can put on your spoon, it's probably very hot, and run your finger across and it like, the rest of it holds, then you are good to go. Ah, it was very hot, it was very hot. Ah. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So do that when it's not burning hot, but it does hold together. So I think we're at the good consistency here. Oh my goodness, I have a brilliant idea. I've got this big measuring cup. This is perfect. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fill this with 2 cups of our thickened pudding mixture here. Okay, so we have 2 cups of pudding mixture here, and we're going to just slowly add that to the eggs. I can't believe this has been here this whole time. That was my lunch. So we can see I'm gonna just slowly add this with one hand, and then we're gonna just mix it as we go. This is surprisingly fun, surprisingly calming. Oh, this is very tiring on my hands, so one thing about whisking. We basically just added like chocolate to like scrambled eggs. So now we're just making like chocolate scrambled eggs. So I think that this is like pretty mixed here. Now we're going to return that to the pot and do the same thing, put up the heat, and then continuously mix it once again until it thickens, and then we'll have our pudding and we'll be just about done with that. We're gonna just dump this into here again. So now that's in there, I'm gonna turn this back on to medium-low heat once again, and then we're just going to continue to just mix this like we did until this thickens once again. All right, this is probably gonna take a bit, so I'm gonna take a break from the camera. Okay, so we're back from the stove. That chocolate pudding mixture with the eggs has now thickened up quite a bit. I hope I didn't do it more than I was supposed to, but either way, it is what it is. So, I mean, it still looks good. It still like looks like it has like a little bit of like clumpities in there, but that's what the sieve is for, I'm assuming. So we have our chocolate in here. Again, not bittersweet chocolate. It is mostly semi-sweet baker's chocolate, and then a little bit of like dark chocolate. So we'll see how that turns out. Oh, that's the way to do it. Okay, so we're just gonna go and pour this as best as I can without burning myself. Look at it, just slop it on down there. Goopity, goopity, gooped. Squiggle that in there. push it down. Wow, I'm surprised at how much this looks like pudding. I'm never surprised like that the recipe actually says what it's gonna do. I'm more surprised that like I make it. Mix up the chocolate in there so we make sure it mixes all good and delicious like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just choked on my spit. Let's just see thickness wise. It passes the thickness test, so I'm just gonna give that a taste. Well, it tastes great. It needs some salt in there. Wow, that was incredible. Okay, I think now, hopefully that's, I think that's much better. Well, great. Then we have our chocolate pudding. Well, kind of our chocolate pudding. Chocolate pudding pie mixture, I guess that could be it. That's one recipe. Definitely adding some salt at the end. That's a personal preference of mine. I loved it. I think it tastes great. It makes everything just kind of like pop a little bit more. It's delicious. So I'm gonna let this chill and cool for the next day or so, and then we're gonna pop it into our pie later. So that's it. It's so nerve-wracking doing this for the first time. Just put this in there. There's our 2 pie doughs. Please. And we're gonna, I think I just coat. Oh. Okay. So hopefully all will be well. I don't know what that means. I'm trying my best not to overwork this. I don't know what that means. Okay. Stop. I'm really scared I overworked it.